So for today, we are going to do the summary of chapter 1, which entitled Explore the Network. And let's begin. Um, First is network support the way we learn. Why? Because in today's generation, most of us rely to internet, to the information that we can get to different servers on the internet. And I think internet, because of networks, it help us to it help us to learn faster, and we can find easily whatever we want to find. Next is network support the way we communicate. This these are the different types of communications that we can do on with with networks. That's why it's called network support the way we communicate. First is some forms of communication is texting, which enable instant real-time communication between two or more people. And we are all familiar on texting. Next is the social media, which is like Facebook, Twitter, like that. That help us to communicate with each other. And next is collaboration tool. Most of collaboration tools use video conferencing to to make the communication more accurate, I think. And next is blogs, which is it's like someone will able to post something on the internet, then it called weblogs and it can be updated. Next is wikis, are group pages. Wikis are web pages that group of people can edit and view together. Uh, it can Wikis will able to communicate by a group of people that, for example, they want to give meaning for something, and they will go to create on a wiki, and they will build the information for the thing that they want to share. Next is podcasting. mm, Allows people to deliver their audio recording to a wide audience. The audio files placed on our blog or wiki. Okay, it's very clear that it's a audio recordings that plays on the blog or wiki. Peer-to-peer, P2P file sharing. Um, it allows people to share different things or files within a network. Next is hmm, okay. Next is network support the way we work. Like what I've said, networks support the way we learn. So, and this network also support the way we work because it makes our work more efficient. Because if you want to find something, like if you want that information, you can rely on internet to find, and it's very easy to find something on internet because almost all of the things that you want to find is in there. Next, network support the way we play. For today's enter uh the entertainment is more relying to our internet, because like our video games today, they are more on online games, not like before. It's all mm, Most of the games are offline, but now it's support our gaming it supports online feature, which you can play with your other friends, like that. And also, mm, when we say entertainment, we can also watch videos like that, etc. So that's why networks support the way we play. Next is okay. Networks of many sizes. Networks are divided into different sizes, like small home networks, small office home office networks, and medium to large networks, and worldwide networks. Small home networks is like your your printer is connected to your computer, and your computer is connected to a switch or a router. Then this small office or home office networks, this is like a small home networks, but it's capable of mm, to enable to what how can I say um, small office is there's more like computers, printers that are connected to each other, and the medium to large network is it's it's much larger than these two, but also it's composed different intermediate devices, it uses different medias to uh, to gather information or to send information to other devices. Then the worldwide networks is the internet. Internet's network of networks that connects hundreds of millions of computers worldwide web. It is capable to this worldwide network is capable to handle a lot of a lot of lot of computers around the world, and it can give information to all of that computer. The next is clients and servers. Uh, this is the example of a server and a client. This is a file client, and this is its file server, and this is the web client, and this is the web server, and this is the email client, and this is the email server. Servers are computers with softwares that enable them to provide information like email or web pages to other devices and network. Um, each uh, each client have different server, so that mm, for me I think to avoid wrong wrong information, I guess. So email client can send to file server like that, and clients are computer software installed that enable them to request and display information. So the computer needs the server. I I mean the server needs the computer to display its information inside of it, because computer will request computer will be the one who that will requesting a information to the file to the server like that. Next, peer-to-peer. Peer-to-peer is clients and server software usually runs on separate computers, but it's also possible one computer to carry out both roles at the same time, which means peer-to-peer is they are connected to each other and they can send files to each other using peer-to-peer. What's the advantages of peer-to-peer networking? It is easy to set up, less complexity, lower cost, and can be used as simple tasks such as transferring files and sharing printer. The disadvantages of this is no centralized administration, not as secure, not scalable. All devices may act as both clients and servers, which can show their which can slow their performance. Next is this is an overview of network components, which is the devices, media, and services. Devices, it can be intermediary devices or client devices or devices. What they do, the intermediary devices, they process the communications. along the source and destination, and the client devices. They are either source or destination of the message. They are the one. Those devices are the one who sending message and also receiving message. Receiving message. Okay. Then the media. Uh, um, yeah, the media. The media is the one that connect different devices to each other. Like for example, mm, LAN, LAN. Ah, wait, no. Uh, basta media. Uh, the media are the one who connects these devices to each other. Then the services is the informations that will be displayed on the screen of the devices. Or, for example, if you have a computer and someone sent you a someone sent you a message, that message can be displayed to your computer, or it can be picked up on the phone, or it can save on it. The data will able to save on the servers. Next, um, end devices. End devices is the client devices that I've said earlier. Let's play this video. Uh, this end device sends a message. The message pass through a switch, and the message goes to a router. And the router can route the message where does it can go the message. So it and the other end device receive the message. Data originates with an end device, flows through the network, and arrives at an end device. And next, intermediary network devices. Intermediary network devices is the one that process the one in those devices are the one that process the messages or information that pass through them. Uh, Information from a client device. Intermediary network devices perform some or all of these functions, regenerate and retransmit data signals, maintain information about what pathways exist through the network and inter- internetwork, notify other devices of errors and communication failure, direct data along alternate pathways when there is a link failure, classify and direct message according to priorities, permit or deny the flow of data based on security settings. Um, in simple word, these intermediary devices, they're the one that manages the or process the communications between the end devices using using a media. Next is network media. Um, bagal. Ah, so network media. Network media is three medias that we can use. The first one is metallic wires within cable or copper, and glass or plastic fibers or fiber optic cable, and wireless transmission that most of us use it today. Copper wires use electric impulses to uh, to send to deliver data, and fiber optic uses lights, and this is use microwaves or wavelengths elect- from the electromagnetic spectrum. Next is okay. Next, network representation. Network representation is addition in form of terms. Mm, Network representations is an end device, an intermediate device, and to network media. A device can be a desktop computer, laptop, printers, IP phone, wireless tablet, telepresence endpoint, and that's all for end devices. And for intermediary devices, it can be wireless router, LAN switch, router, multi-layer switch, and firewall appliances. And a network media, it can be wireless media, and LAN media, and WAN media. And in addition to this representation, specialized terminology is used when discussing how each of these devices and media connect to each other. Important terms to remember is NIC or Network Interface Card provides physical connection on the PC and end devices. And physical port, a connector outlet on a networking devices. Uh, you can plug different like cables in there, also in network interface card. Then interface, specialized ports on a networking device that can connect to individual networks. Okay, next, topology diagrams. Topology diagrams can be a physical topology diagrams or logical topology diagrams. Physical topology diagrams, it identify the physical location um of the intermediary devices and cable installation like this. It is on server room. It's room 2124. This is class 1, class 2, and class 3. IT office. Okay. Then if it's logical, it's identify devices, ports, and addressing scheme like this. As we can see, we see a fast Ethernet 1 is connected to a switch and also to 0 over 2 and 0 over 3. And the switch is connected to the gigabit gigabit Ethernet 01 of router R1, and the S2 is connected with a printer and the computer. It's connected to the S is connected to F0 over 1, like that. Logical topology diagrams mostly show us the IP addresses of the devices and on where port they are connected. And topology diagrams are mandatory for anyone working with a network. They provide visual map of how network is connected. And next is types of network. My internet was so slow. Types of network is LAN. The common type is LAN or local area network and one wide area network. But before we proceed, network infrastructures can vary greatly in terms of size of the area covered, number of users is connected, number and types of services available, and area of responsibility. Local area network is a network infrastructure that provides access to user and device small geographical area, which means local area network can be a network for example, for a house. The house is composed of a computer, laptop, cell phones, and uh, switch and router. So it can be distinguished as LAN because they are on a small geographical area. And wide area network or WAN, it is a network infrastructure that provides access to other networks over a wide geographical area, which means typically owned and managed by a telecommunications service provider. Like for example, wide area network is the our ISPs or internet service provider because they were able to give us internet because they covered a lot of they covered uh, a lot of Mm, they can give us internet because they're not the access to their networks are over a wide geographical area, like what have what have been said on this. And the other types of networks includes metropolitan area network or MAN, wireless LAN, and storage area network. Metropolitan area network is spans in physical area larger than a LAN but smaller than a WAN. It's like in between of LAN and WAN. Then wireless LAN or WLAN is similar to LAN but wirelessly interconnects users and endpoints to a small geographical area. Storage area network or SAN. It supports file servers and provide data storage, retrieval, and replication. Next, local area network. Um, local. Okay, it's what I have already said before. And wide area network and the internet and intranet and extranet. The internet is a worldwide collection interconnected networks. Internet Internetworks or internet for short. Then this is an example of internet. Collections of internet interconnected LANs and WANs. Then that's all. The term internet with a lower I is used to describe multiple networks, but if the internet is on the first letter of the internet is uppercase, it it describes the networks or the World Wide Web, a global system of interconnected computers or World Wide Web. Next, intranets and extranets. Mm, intranets is a private. Wait, there are two. There are two other terms which similar to the internet. It is intranet and extranet. What is intranet? Mm, wait, I think it's here. Some An intranet is a term often used to refer to a private connection of LAN and WANs that belong to an organization. For example, there is a company, and the only um, persons that can access to the network of this company is the one who belongs to the company. But extranet, it it's also a it is it provides secure and safe access to individuals who works for different organizations that will going to connect to their network. Then next, internet access technologies. Uh, Home user workers and small offices for internet. I do access to internet connection options vary greatly between SPs. Okay, proceed. Then the internet connection for home and small office. First is cable, typically offered by cable television service provider. The internet data signals carried on the same cable the deli- that delivers cable television. Which connection there? And DSL is digital subscriber lines with which provides higher bandwidth and always on connection to the internet. Asymmetrical DSL or ADSL, which means that the download speed is faster than upload speed is faster. Oh no, download speed is faster than upload speed. Cellular internet access is what are we using on our cell phones to connect to the internet. The availability of satellite internet is will benefits those people who were not able to reach by some, for example, some for the cables. Some people can can't reach because can't reach of the cables for the internet because of their geographical area. Like they live in the woods, so it's better to use a satellite internet access and dial-up telephone. An inexpensive options, but it's very the network's very slow. Then next, on business and internet connections, corporate connections options differ from home user options. Business may require higher bandwidth and dedicated bandwidth to manage services. Uh, Business internet, it needs to have a better connection to to manage their services. Like it need dedicated list lines. List lines are actually reserved circuits with server service providers network that connects geographically separated offices. So if the two companies are far to each other, they should use dedicated list lines to mm, to have a better connections to each other. Then the Ethernet ones extend LAN access technology into the one. Ethernet's LAN technology that you will learn. Okay. Ethernet one is a LAN that is extended LAN access technology into the one. So the DSL, the ADSL, asymmetrical DSL, and SDSL, which similar to which SDSL provides similar download speed and upload speed, and satellite similar to small office. Then next, nope. Okay, traditional separate networks. Um, okay, let's proceed to another. It's computer networks, telephone networks, broadcast networks. For example, multiple networks is, for example, on the speaker, if the devices sends a message, it will be received by a computer, and if a phone send a message, it will receive by other phone. If a satellite, if this dish sends a message a broadcast networks, the TV will receive it like that. Converging network. A converging network is this is a multiple networks, and this is a converged network. Converged network is very different from multiple networks. Why? It is because on converged networks, it uh, different devices can send message to different devices also. Like mm, wait, uh, converged networks are capable of delivering data, voice, and video between many different type of devices. Like what I've said, on converged network, a different devices can deliver a message on a different devices also. And there are rules on sending messages in converge and also on multiple networks. Next, um, network architecture, fault tolerance, scalability, quality of service, and security. Fault tolerance is tolerance is when the other router is or the other intermediary devices is not available. It will find another route to route the message from the sender. For example, here, um, this this host sends message to the internet. So this will go to the switch and um and to the what we call it router. But the next hop, it's not available because redundant connections allow for alternative paths. If oh okay, because somehow there's an for example misconfiguration here or wrong IP addresses. So this router will find another way to transmit the messages, which this this router is connected by this router, so the message can pass through here and go to the internet. That's what fault tolerance do. It finds way for the message to be delivered. So next, scalability. Scalable network can expand quickly to support new user and application without impacting in the performance of the service being delivered to the existing user. Which means, for example, this is the first. This is the devices that are connected to the internet, but uh, the or someone wants to add a wants to added a devices to the network. So scalability is it will it will be the one it can be scalability is it can be the network can be expanded and support another users without impacting without for example without slowing the first network without slowing without making the first network slow or without impacting the performance of the network. Next is quality of service or QoS. Quality of service is also an ever increasing requirements of network today. New applications available to users over inter-networks such as voice and live video transmission. Quality of service is it can manage the transmission between devices. So next, security. Hmm. Security is confidentiality, availability. Okay, wait. So security is the one who secured the informations on different, for example, on different devices. And secure network infrastructures includes a physical securing of device provides network. So on security, the intermediary devices will be provided by the by login and passwords like that to maintain the security on those devices. The information security refers to protecting the information contained within a packets being transmitted to a network. And figures 2, confidentiality. It is a data confidentiality means that only intended authorized recipients can access and read the data. So confidentiality, if I send a message to, for example, my mother will be the one who will be the only one who will able to read my message for her. And integrity, data integrity means having the assurance that the information has not been altered. So integrity includes putting a password like that. And availability, data availability means having the assurance of timely and reliable access to data services for authorized users. For example, if I am an authorized user and someone sends me a data, either there's a lot of days pass by, I can kaya ko pa ring makita yung data na yun. That's availability. Next, new trends. New trends is bring your own device, BYOD, online collaboration, video communications, and cloud computing. Bring your own devices is most of the time, most of most of the time to today's on today's on today's generation, most of the kids or most of the people bring their always have their devices on their pockets. Why? Because it's very efficient to use your devices, especially on finding something on the internet or working. For example, I have my laptop and I am a programmer. If I always bring my laptop with me, I can practice programming everywhere, or I can search anything, whether or I can search whatever I want as long as they there are internet on my location. And next is online collaboration. Online collaboration is um the act it is the act of working with other people, and you can and an online collaboration we can use a video conferencing to clearly um, interact with other people and work with a something that will benefit all of us. And that's all collaboration tools. And here they give a collaboration tool example like Cisco WebEx shown in figure here. And next, video communication. On today's generation, most of the people use video communication for example, I am here in the Philippines and my grandmother is at Canada. So what are we going to do to communicate with with having to see one another? So we will use a video communication with the use of internet and client device. We can see each other even she is very far from me. So that's what video communication do. Next is cloud computing. Internet is so slow. Cloud computing is another global trend changing the way access store data. So cloud computing is uh, where it is the how can I explain this? Interpret access store data. So cloud computing is the how we how are we going is thing that we can cloud computing is we can store and access our data through a cloud. What's a cloud? Think can be accessed by cloud. Cloud computing extends IT's capabilities without requiring investment in infrastructure. So cloud computing is it's like there are different service that we can servers that we can store our data. Like for example, Google Drive. It provides 15 gig of 15 gig size, so that we are able to store our data on it. That's a example of cloud computing, the Google Drive, because we can able to send to store our data on that server, and we can also access our data through that server. Let's proceed. Technology trends and home networking trends are not only affect the way we communicate with us, but they change about aspect of the home. Uh, okay, next, power line networking or connection power. Power line networking is an emerging trend for home networking that uses existing electrical wiring to connect devices, as shown in the figure. Is that no wires? Okay, next. So wireless broadband or wireless internet service provider that provides internet as wirelessly. Wireless and cable are common technologies used to connect home to small businesses to the internet. However, wireless may be other option for in many areas. Okay, wireless broadband service another wireless solution for home. Okay, it will connect us to internet wirelessly. Security threats. Um, Network security is an integral part of a computer networking, regardless of whether the network is limited to a home environment with a single connection to the internet, large as corporation with 1,000 users. Secure network involves protocols. Protocols, technologies, devices, tools, and techniques to secure our data and migrate. Threats. Threats can be external or internal. The most common external threats is viruses, worms, and Trojan horses. So malicious software and arbitrary code running to user device. What the viruses, worms, and Trojan horses? It will corrupt our data. For example, I install a software and it's uh, it's a friendly software. For example, a picture, and whenever not whenever, but when I click that picture, my computer start crashing and slowing down. So it's Trojan horses because it acts like a friendly software like that. And next is spyware and adware, a software installed on the user devices that secretly collects information. And zero-day attacks, also called zero R, attack occurs on the first day that the vulnerability becomes known. And hacker attack is an attack by a person, a knowledgeable person, to user device or network resources. DOS is denial of service attack, designed to slow and crash application. And data interception and theft, it attack captured private information or or from an organization or network. And identity theft is somehow it's like the data interception and theft, but an identity theft, the attack it is an attack to steal the identity of a person, to log in user, to access the users. For example, if my Facebook was hacked, so it's an example of identity theft because he was able to log in to my account. Next, security solutions. To provide a security for our network or computers, we should provide a antivirus and anti-spyware and firewall. And we should know firewall filtering. Antivirus and anti-spyware is these are used to protect end devices from becoming infected with malicious software. So, and firewall filtering is this is used to block unauthorized access to the networks. In addition to above, larger networks corporate networks often have the other security requirements which are dedicated firewall system. It's like firewall. It's like firewall filtering but more advanced. Access control this or ACL to filter the access and traffic forwarding. Intrusion prevention system (IPS) that are used to identify fast-spreading threats such as zero-day or zero-hour attack, and VPN, or virtual private network, which used to provide secure access to remote networks. Okay, and that's all for our chapter one. It's all for our basic on how we able to use our internet properly and how we can secure our network, our computer, and what are the sizes of the networks, what are the devices that we use to send network, and how does the network send data to other how do we send data to other client devices, and also how to how to secure like that, and what should we do to secure um internet our network or computers. And that's all for today's summary, and I hope you understand something from me, and I hope you learn something, and thank you for watching.